Hey y'all, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Tiffany Garuba and you're here with my podcast, Sit Down Sundays, where we talk about mental health, lifestyle, dance, and growing into our best selves together. I'm kind of like your twin sister on this podcast. I say twin sister just because we're going through this stuff together on this podcast, okay? Y'all are coming with me on this journey and I'm with y'all on this journey. We really talk about anything and everything on this channel, majority of the time focusing on becoming our best selves, but if that's something that interests you, make sure you stick around and make sure you click that little subscribe button down below and join our little family. But today we're going to be talking about getting prepared for 2024. We're going to be talking goals. We're going to be talking vision boards. I'm going to continue the video that I started with making the vision board, and we're going to kind of deep dive into how to make the goals from the vision board that you made. Now, I didn't really get to finish that vision board video simply because, y'all, I'm a perfectionist and like I had about 80 pictures. I seriously printed so many pictures and I had to cut down like 75% of them, and I really didn't know which ones I wanted to cut, so it just took me such a long time to sort through everything and put everything on the little board the way that I wanted it to be and whatnot. But I finally got it figured out, but I wasn't able to show you guys, and I have a picture. It's not the best picture. I ended up leaving to go home to North Carolina, which is where I am right now, and I obviously didn't bring my vision board with me, and this is the only picture that I have. I'm gonna insert it, but it's just not the greatest, but that's okay. We don't need my vision board here to discuss the goals and everything, and if you guys have your vision board, that's really all that you need. I can really just use the picture if I need something for reference. You should be able to watch this on Spotify as well. I'm pretty sure I can upload the video version of the podcast, so it shouldn't be a problem if you need to see what's going on. Now, just to recap the part with the vision board, you want to make sure that you have every aspect of your life included within that visual version of your vision board. Like I said, I had like 80 pictures printed and I had to cut it down to like 30 pictures, which is why having a Pinterest board or a virtual vision board is also good, because if you have, extra pictures that you can't use, like the 60 or however many 50 that I did, you can still have them on a virtual platform, But if not all your pictures fit on your vision board, your physical one, like mine didn't, just make sure you have at least one picture of everything in your life that you're trying to manifest for next year. For example, if you want to be a gym girly, make sure you have some pictures of the gym on there. If you want to, be a content creator, make sure you have pictures of a camera, make sure you have pictures of an editing platform, make sure you have pictures of a YouTube or TikTok, whichever platform you want to use. Put whatever hobbies you want to have on there, how you want your relationships to look, what you want your travel plans to look like, just all of that. Make sure you put at least one picture of every single thing. For example, even if it comes to travel, if you can't put a picture of every single country you want to go to because it's just way too many countries, then, just put as many as you can, or just put one picture of just the airplane, because that signifies that you're still traveling. Also, when it comes to your vision board, don't hesitate to put words on there, especially if you're one to come up with a theme for the year. I'm definitely one to come up with a theme for the year. My theme for this coming year is consistency, and it's also kind of discipline, but it's mainly consistency, just because I feel like I'm pretty disciplined, just not consistent with the discipline, if that makes sense. The other words that I have on my vision board are pink, self-care, what else? Lucky girl, it girl. I think that's it. Oh, and then I also have content creator, and then I have affirmations on there, and then a prayer of worry. So consistency is really just my theme of the year. Pink, it kind of was a representation of what a pink girl is, and I'm definitely a pink girl. And then self-care, I have that on there just because, I want to treat myself. I want to love myself. I have it girl on there because I want to be that it girl. I also am a very lucky girl, and I want to be a lucky girl all of 2024, so I put that up there. And then I put content creator up there because I just want to be a content creator, and I thought, why not just put the words up there? As for the affirmations, those are just some affirmations that I can say to myself if I literally cannot think of any, which I always can think of my own affirmations, but just in case. And then the prayer for worry, I just have up there because I worry so much, so it's nice that I'll just be able to look up there and then just read something right off the bat. Now, here comes part 2, and this is the part where you actually make the goals, okay? So, if you follow this plan, I can guarantee that you will accomplish all your goals. I promise. Now, when we come up with these goals, we're going to be loosely referring to the SMART goals method, which stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. And then we're going to add my own little twists and additives in there, you know, just a little sprinkle of my own. Now, the first thing I want you to do is I want you to go through every single picture that is on your vision board. And I know there's like 30 of them, but you know, some of them they'll clump up and they'll be kind of the same thing, you know. Skip the doubles if they have the same meaning. And I want you to write down why you have that specific picture or that goal. This part doesn't have to be like a specific goal that you're writing down yet or anything like that. It's just a general idea of why it's on there. For example, on mine, you're gonna see a picture of, let me actually pull up the picture that I have of mine so we can look together. So if you take my vision board, for example, you're gonna see that it has a YouTube silver plaque. You're gonna see a picture of a camera. You're also gonna see a little piece of writing that just says content creator, and all those can go within the same general category of a goal, which is I want to be a content creator next year. I want to be an influencer, period. Another example from my vision board is there's a girl that has a bunch of packages that she has to ship out. There's also another picture of a bunch of shipping labels just lying around on the floor. That general goal is I want to be a brand owner. I want my brand to blow up. I want to be selling consistently every single week, but that is just the general goal. The general goal is that I want to be a successful business owner. Now, you're going to do this with every single picture that you have on your vision board. I did this with every single picture that I had on there. Like I said, there's going to be those double pictures, but you want to have that one general idea for why you have those specific pictures on your vision board. From there, what you're going to do is you're going to take all those general goals and then you're going to put them into categories. Those categories can really be anything you want. Some of the categories that I made were career, physical fitness, self-care, relationships, etc. Categories like that. Once you go ahead and make all the categories you want to make, you're going to put all those general goals that we just talked about in step 1, you're going to put them into their respective categories. So for example, with my vision board, I gave the example of content creation, and then I also gave the example of my brand and being a business owner. Those are two things that would go into the category of career. Now, once you put all those goals into categories, what you want to do is you want to make the goals within each category a lot more specific. Now, this is where the SMART goals come into play. The S in the SMART goals stands for specific. Now, this is where you want to put the who, what, when, where, and why of the goal that you're creating. Now, figuring out your why within this goal of why you want to even have this goal is going to be really, really important, because it's going to be your anchor of motivation that you can always just come back to and read whenever you're like, why am I even doing this again? Like, this is so boring. Like, I hate this. What is even the goal? Why is this the goal? Figuring out your why for each goal is really, really important, because it's going to stand as your anchor of motivation for when you want to just quit, when you want to just throw the towel in and be like, I don't want to do this anymore. This is way too hard of a goal. When you read that why, it's going to show you why exactly you started the goal in the first place. An example of making one of these really specific goals is, instead of just saying, I want to go to the gym, or instead of just saying, I want to work out, a really specific goal from that could be, I want to get a gym membership at LA Fitness and work out 5 days a week so that I have a fat ass by summer. Okay, like that is a specific and achievable goal. That is right up the alley of a SMART goal. It's a really clean cut example. It gives you the who, what, when, where, why. Who, that being me. What, I want to have a fat ass by the summer. When, I want to do it at LA Fitness, which is a gym. Did I say where? Did I mean where? Where? When? When is the next one? 5 days a week. Why? Because I want a fat ass by the summer. Okay, that is a perfectly good reason to have a goal like that. Now, once you have all these goals written down, we need to go in and break them down even more and make a plan on how we're actually going to achieve these large goals. And this is what your M is in the SMART goals, because M stands for measurable. Now, I just want to let y'all know, okay, this next part, it's a little bit extensive, but I'm going to be doing the exact same thing right here with you. Like I said, we're on this journey together. We're going to be hitting these goals together in 2024. So I'm going to be doing the exact same thing, but it's going to take a little bit of time. Okay. That's why I'm posting this video now. That's why I'm trying to upload it as soon as I freaking am done editing it, because it's a little bit long. Okay, it's a little bit long, but as soon as I'm done editing it, it's gonna be up. It's gonna be up before 2024, because listen, okay, we need to make sure we have this plan set up before 2024, so that way we're not like making the plan and also doing all the things in the beginning of the year, okay? We just want to be doing the things. We want to be making sure we have that plan so we don't have to be struggling to make one while we're struggling to also achieve the goals that we set for ourselves, okay? Now, just to reiterate, okay? This is going to take a little bit of time and maybe a little bit of paper. Also kind of depending on how many goals you have, because personally I have like a good amount of goals, but that's just because I'm an overachiever and I will write down every single goal. Even if the goal is like go pee 5 times a day, like I will write that down, okay? Even if it's something that should just stay in my mind, we're writing it down. We're writing it down because I need something to check off that I did that, okay? I accomplished that. Okay? It also might take a little bit of paper, but depending on what platform you're using to write these goals down. And also, that's another thing. When you are writing these goals, make sure you're writing them in one place. I have said this in a video before. Make sure you're writing all your goals down in one place. So that way it's easy to go back to that place that you're writing the goals down, because Lord have mercy, there have been times in the past where I have written goals down on my iPad, in my computer, in my notebook, on my phone, and then at the end of the year, I couldn't find any of the goals. I couldn't find any of those sheets of paper and we didn't know anything. So make sure you don't do that. I'm using Notion for all of my stuff. I use Notion for pretty much everything now. Notion, and I use Google Calendar for my scheduling. Whole different video though, okay? But like I said, it's gonna take a little bit of time, a little bit of space on your computer, maybe some pieces of paper if you write handwritten stuff, you know. But I'm telling you, this is going to be the key to your success, okay? After you've written down those specific goals, we're going to measure them. We're going to plan them out for execution, okay? Now, bear with me when I say this, okay? You're going to go into every single category and you're going to take every single goal, every single one, okay? And you're going to put next to every single goal, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, period. And you're going to break down exactly how you're going to achieve the goal by the end of the year. So let's say one of your goals as a content creator is you want 10,000 followers by the end of the year. No, let's do 12,000. Okay, so that makes it easy math, because I am not a mathematician. Let's say that's your goal. You want 12,000 subscribers on YouTube by the end of the year because you want to be a content creator. Okay, you want to reverse that goal. So if you want 12,000 by the end of the year, how many are you going to need each month? 1,000. You're not probably going to be able to start out gaining 1,000 followers, but what you can start out with is making videos and learning how to edit and doing all that. So let's say you want to just start out with getting your first 500 subscribers. So you start out with that in January. You write 500 subscribers, and then in February, you want to write down you're going to need 500 more because you didn't have the full 1,000 in January. So you need to gain 1,500 followers. So you want to break it down all the way until December. Now you're going to have to do obviously more than just break down how many subscribers you need every single month. You're also going to have to break down how many videos you're going to make every single month, how many content ideas you're going to make every single month, when you're going to edit those videos, etc., etc., etc. But you want to have monthly goals that are going to add up to that big yearly goal. Now I'm telling you, that right there is the key to freaking success. Like, you cannot just have the one big end of year goal and just expect that it'll magically happen if you don't plan out your entire year to go with it, because it's going to come September, October, and you're going to be like, oh shoot, I wanted 10,000 subscribers on YouTube and I didn't even make one video yet. Yeah, that's an impossible goal to achieve. Like, you know what I mean? So make sure that you have these smaller attainable goals that will lead to this big goal that is still attainable. You just need a plan to execute it, okay? Now I hate to say it, but you're gonna have to dive a little bit deeper into the planning, okay? Now you don't have to do this right now. I could make a whole separate video on this because this is a whole other thing. These are monthly goals, okay? So once you have all those monthly goals written down, normally I do this the last week of the month. I tend to recap everything that happened the previous month, and then I reevaluate the goals that I'm going to have for the next month. So don't worry, okay? Let's continue on with the YouTube example. Your goal goal was to get 500 subscribers in January and then 1,500 subscribers in February. Now, let's say you exceed the 500 subscribers in January. Let's say you have 3,000 subscribers. You can then go into your other monthly goals and tweak them. So I'm not saying that all these goals are going to be set in stone, okay? Obviously, you're going to have to tweak some things, but that's why I'm not saying to do, your weekly plans to make your monthly goals happen right now. I'm saying to do them maybe the last week of the month, so that way you can rediscuss, reanalyze, re-look at things. Because, at the same time as us having these goals, life has its own ideas, okay? Life brings some stuff up and things are going to happen and we're going to have to accommodate. So I would suggest just doing the monthly goals. So for the last week of December, for example, I'm going to look at my January goals and I'm going to say, okay, it says I want to have at least 4 videos out on YouTube and I don't know, I want to gain 2 pounds. So from there, I'm going to write week 1 January, edit 1 video, week 2 January, edit another video. So that way it adds up to 4, obviously. And then if I want to, gain 2 pounds, like I said, then I'll write, eat 3 meals every single day and I'll have a breakdown of what I'm going to eat every single day. And, you could go deep down into these breakdowns of goals, okay? It really just depends on what you think you need. But personally, all I need is the weekly, the monthly, and then the yearly. And you start off with the yearly, you go to the monthly, and then you do the weekly. Okay, hopefully that all made sense. If it didn't make sense, please leave a comment down below. I will help you out. Instagram DM me. I will answer you. I swear I answer my comments if they make sense, if you're not being weird, because some people are just strange. But please let me know if you don't know what I'm talking about and we will discuss even more. I can even make a whole nother video on this because like I said, I could literally make a whole video just on the monthly goals, just on the weekly goals to get to your monthly goals. I could do a whole video on that. Now, before you start putting your plan into action, okay, you have to see if your goals are actually achievable. And this deals with the A and the R when it comes to the SMART goals. It's, are the goals achievable, attainable, and are they realistic? Now, it's really good to push yourself and challenge yourself when it comes to goals, but you also have to make sure that, I don't want to say like don't be too delulu, because listen, be delulu. Like, I'm not saying don't be delulu. Be delulu, especially if you have a plan to execute that delulu-ness. By all means, go the heck for it, okay? But like, for example, a non-attainable goal for me within the next year is wanting to go to outer space, okay? Wanting to be an astronaut. That is not an attainable, achievable, realistic goal, okay? My camera's about to die. Your goals should be well defined enough that given the resources and the time, they can be achieved realistically. So if you're having trouble deciding like, is this a good goal? Like, is this an okay goal? I'm really not 100% sure. There are some questions that you can ask yourself. One of them being, do I have the resources and capabilities to achieve the goal? If not, what am I missing? The second question being, have others done it successfully before? Okay, so if you have the resources, like for example, becoming a content creator, if you have the resources, everybody pretty much has a phone. So if you want to become a content creator, it's really not like, oh, that is an achievable and relatable goal. But as for becoming an astronaut, on the other hand, that is something that is like you're reaching for the stars, let's keep it cute. Let's keep it cute, okay? Step 6, the final thing to do is just put your freaking plan into action. Literally, just go. If you're watching this and you're accomplishing all this while watching this video and you somehow are able to finish your goals, which props to you. If you're somehow able to finish it within watching this video or within the day or whatever, start your plan immediately. Even if your plan starts in January, if you're like, okay, January 1st, I'm doing this, okay? That's fine, but do things to get yourself prepared before that. Like I said, the attainable, achievable, realistic goals. If you need resources to accomplish them, like if you want to buy a camera, if you're going to become a content creator or whatever, if you want to buy a camera, go ahead and do that. Start doing things that'll get you in the habit of accomplishing these goals, okay? Because let me tell you, if you have gym somewhere on there and it says January 1st, all of a sudden you're hitting the gym 5 days a week and you have not gone to the gym a single day before that, I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna have some trouble. okay? You're gonna struggle a little bit and you're gonna think that you can't do it when you really can do it, but you just haven't gotten used to that habit yet, okay? So start your plan. Start doing absolutely anything as soon as you can. Start adding those habits in slowly but surely, and I'm telling you, they'll stick way more than if you just try and add everything all at once, because that will not work. It will not work. I'm telling you. Do yourself a favor and do not overwhelm yourself. Start these habits, start these goals as soon as you can. Add them in little by little so that way you can start adding those bigger goals in January. You know what I'm saying? And then by mid-January, beginning of February, you'll be pro at everything. As for the last letter of the SMART goals, that letter is T, and that letter stands for time bound. Now you do want to make sure that your goals have an end date, and for the specifics of this video, the end date is going to be the beginning of 2025 or the end of 2024, because there are yearly goals. But if you're ever making SMART goals outside of the perimeters of this video, then just know that it has to be time bound. It has to have an end date, because that's also going to motivate you to keep it pushing, to keep it going, you know? Next week, I'm gonna have a podcast out on how to release all the things you want to release in 2023 and how you can also just reflect on 2023. But I wanted to put this video out before so that way you could have the goals, you could have that just marinating in your mind and just making sure this is actually what you want for 2024, because sometimes, you know, you write these goals and then you're like, you know, do I actually want this? That's why I want you to write them before 2024, before January 1st, because when you're writing them on January 1st, you know, you're just too hype. You're just too like, yes, goals, let's freaking do it. Amazing work. But if you do it beforehand, you'll be a lot more calm. You'll be like, is this really what I want? You know? And I want that for you guys. But anyway, make sure you stay tuned for that podcast episode coming out on how to release this past year. I know I need it a lot, because like I haven't even been here in a couple months, because I have really been going through it, okay? I have been going through it, and we need to keep everything released in 2023. We're gonna leave it all behind in this year, because we are not bringing that stuff into 2024. So that video will definitely be up before the new year. But I just want to thank you guys so much for listening to part 1 and part 2 to this whole entire spiel. If you guys enjoyed this podcast, make sure y'all give it a big thumbs up, and make sure you guys also subscribe to my channel, because it helps me out a lot. If you want to hear more about goals and making goals and becoming our best selves together, make sure you leave it in the comments down below, because I really just love talking about this kind of stuff. If you want to catch me on a more daily basis with a little bit more of a look into my life, make sure you follow me on Instagram and TikTok. My Instagram is Tiffany Garuba and my TikTok is tiffany.garuba, and I also have my vlogs on my YouTube channel and my hair videos, and you know, this podcast as well. And all those YouTube videos are going to be back on their normal schedule, because we have content, we have stuff, we have things going up, we have things ready to go. And I'm not feeling as sad as I was for the past couple months, because I really went through it, okay? I went through some things, but it was for the better. It was definitely for the better, and I'm feeling so much better now, so thank God for that. I hope you guys are having such a good December and such a good holiday season. Remember to be kind to yourself and others. Say something nice to someone that you don't know. I promise you it'll make their whole day. They'll probably even go home and like talk about it to their mom or dad or something like that. I don't even know, but I'm telling you, it will make their whole day. I love y'all so much, and I'll see you in the next video, or talk to you guys in the next podcast. Bye.
Been trying to feel pleasure with my eyes wide shut, but it keeps on moving. I blame it on the model